Hello students, I'm going to go over with you the directions for completing your equation calendar. This is going to be a mastery grade. It is due Tuesday, May the 7th. We will be working on it for a couple of days in class. In reading the directions, it says your equation calendar will be for June 2013. You do not write the date in each box. Actually, on the calendars, the date is already there. But what you write is one of the equations to show the date. The equation used must show the date, must have a solution that equals the date. For example, on June 10th, your equation could be 45 equals 3x plus 15. So once I solve that, I know that x equals 10. I'm going to come over to the box on June 10th, fill in the equation. 45 equals 3x plus 15, and this is not an equation you need to use. I'm just showing you an example. And then go ahead and write out every step you need in order to solve the equation. You end up with 30 equals, your 15s cancel out, 30 equals 3x. Then divide both sides by 3. We're undoing what's happening to x. Since x is being multiplied by 3, you're going to divide by 3, and then 30 divided by 3 is 10. X equals 10. So when you solve it, the variable equals the date. It's not, don't mistake, the equation 45 equals 3x plus 15, or if it were 3x plus 15 equals 45, the 45 is not the date. It is once you solve for x. Follow the rules and rubric below to help receive the most points possible. You will not use all the equations below. In other words, there are some extra equations at the bottom. If you have already found, for example, this equation for x equals 10, and you solve another equation and find out the variable equals 10, you're not going to use both of them. Okay, so we have different equations on here, and you can pick the ones that you need that go along with the date. When you finish, after you've completed all the equations, you're going to decorate the calendar. But notice I said do not color over the equations. So right here where you've written the problem, do not color over this. If you want to go over your numbers with a marker or colored pencil, you can, and you can even color around it, but do not color over what you've written. Again, the solution to the equation equals the date. Solve the equation and show all steps to solve each equation in which the solution equals the date. No skipping steps. I want someone to be able to look at your calendar and tell what to do step by step. For the dates, June 26th through 30th, you should make up your own equations. You are not going to have equations, or you should not have equations at the bottom where the variable equals 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Instead, you need to create your own equation. The equation you create should be two-step or multi-step equation, and then show all the steps. Again, the solution of the equation equals the date. Let me give you an example for that. Let's say that I want my variable to equal 26. Here is an equation which I've already thought about and worked on where the variable equals 26. And just to double check it, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. You are left with 2x equals 52. Divide both sides by 2. And then x equals 26. Same as the date. I'll give you a hint for doing these. If you think about what you want x to equal, then you can design your equation around that, because you know if you put 26 in for x, whatever you do to x, when you solve it to undo it, that's going to equal 26. So that's just a hint to help make that easier for you, is to think about what you want x to equal when you get to those. And no, you cannot use my equation. This work must be neat and complete. Again, this is going to be a mastery grade. It needs to be very neat. Remember, color around and decorate outside of where you write the equations and the correct steps to solve, and follow this rubric to receive optimal points. All parts of the calendar are labeled. Each equation solution equals the date on the calendar, that they are all correct. Each equation worked on the calendar, and this is double, okay, that you have all work shown for every equation. No work left out, or you won't get full points. And that is, this is times 2, so this part's actually worth 40 points, 30 points, 20, and 10. And then neatness, worth 20 points. Calendar is neat, organized, colorful, and legible. Some of these equations are easier than others. And like I said, you will not use all of them, but you will use a lot of them. Some of these you might be able to look at, and some of them are easy and you might be able to look at and know what to do. For example, 625 equals 25x. That's just a one-step equation. Divide both sides by 25, and what do you get? Whatever x equals is what the date would be, is what date that equation would go to. So you're going to have a calendar on a big sheet of paper, legal size sheet of paper.
I need a custodian to the main hall to meet Ms. Infinger. I need a custodian to the main hall to meet Ms. Infinger.
And it is basically an equation calendar. And when I say to decorate your calendar, this is for June 2013. Think about what you're going to be doing in June. Okay, if you're going to be doing video games all month, then you might want to decorate it with your video games. If you're going to be at the beach, then you might want to decorate your calendar with a beach scene. Or let's see, what holidays in June? Father's Day. You could center it around Father's Day, or just be creative though with that. Thank you very much. No, I stopped it. What do you think? You're going to be so sick of hearing this when you see it.
So questions are, what is A?
There's not an A. It's just go with B, C, or D.